Anyways, okay. So the crash of a lifetime. Economist Harry Dent, who many of you probably heard of, but has been outspoken about his opinion that we're about to witness the crash of a lifetime in 1925 to 1929. It was a natural bubble. There's no stimulus behind that. Artificial stimulus per se. So this is a new spot. This has never happened. Dent said on Tuesday. What do you do if you want to cure a hangover? You drink more, and that's what we've been doing. Flooding the economy with extra money forever might actually enhance the overall economy in the long term, but we'll only see when we see the bubble burst. So he's basically predicting an 86% crash in the S&P 500 and a 92% crash in the NASDAQ by sometime mid-2025. He thinks NVIDIA could go down by as much as 98%. So...
Well, I'm going to buy a lot of NVIDIA if it goes down to 8%.
If it goes down to $5 a share.
Yeah, I'm buying. I'm in. My whole life savings is going in NVIDIA if it's down to 8%.
Harry Dent is one of the examples of, he's made a career out of calling market crashes.
Sure.
And if you do that consistently over time, you're eventually right.
Eventually, you'll get it
a couple times.
Yeah.
And so you can go back and look at his track record, and there's been a couple points where he's got it right.
Yeah.
But if you go and like sum up all the times he's called for it and it hasn't happened, they far out.
He is referred to as the perma bear.
Yes, but however,
this is John, our perma bear. So.
Yeah.
This is the truth. It's like a car wreck. You go to the hospital. You've got your leg broken in 4 spots, and they give you morphine at the scene. And you get to the hospital, and the doctor asks how you are, and you say, "I'm feeling great, doc." And the doc says, "No, you're not. You got your leg broken in 4 places, and you're in bad shape. But the morphine's made you feel good." We have put a lot of morphine, in lack of a better word, in this economy with all that free money that we printed through COVID. It is now finally unwound out of the M2 measure of money supply that records all this and keeps a track of it. We've now kind of gotten that out of the system. So you think about it, now that you're laying on the hospital bed, you have the broken leg and the morphine is worn off, I do think there's going to be some pain. And I do think that you can't do – the only thing that none of us can we've never been through this where they shut down the economy like that and they printed money without production, basically. We've never been through that in our lifetime and not in our lifetime in America's history. Mm-hmm. So there's some unknown, of course, and we might get through this thing. And there's a lot of people that are optimistic that everything will just be fine and everything is great. I am not one of those people, and I'm a bull all the time. I love the stock market. I bought my first stock in 1984. I love the stock market, and I'm normally very bullish and kind of read through these things. This does not scare me like 2008. This does not make me think we're going to have this massive, this is ridiculous in my opinion. I mean, if NVIDIA goes down 98%, I'll be shocked. I mean, that would be the shock of a lifetime. So I don't buy that, but I do think there's an opportunity for a pullback.
Well,
and I do think that's fairly, could happen fairly soon.
It's one thing to say, we all know there's going to be a pullback.
Yeah, obviously the market
20, 30, 40% pullback. It could be worse, right?
Right.
But comments like this coming from people like that are just, it worked because we're sitting here talking about it.
Yeah,
and that's
but
exactly what he wanted.
He's never really right, and to your point.
No, he called, if you go back and look, he said we were going to have a huge crash in 2024. Now he changed the time. And so, again, you can sit there and constantly predict these things are going to happen, and eventually something bad's going to happen, and he's going to say, see, I told you.
Yeah.
No doubt. But I do think there is some valid points. Not, again, he's overdoing it. I do think there's some things to be.
I love the specificity of his 86% in the S&P and 92%. It's like one thing to say, hey, I think there's going to be a material sell-off, and then another to put out.
92%.
Never in the just put this in perspective. Never in the history of our financial markets, ever, have we had an 86, 92, 94% pullback.
No,
never.
That would be catastrophic. That would be businesses going out of business all over the place. So that is not in the cards.
As I like to say, a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, eventually he will be right.
Yeah.
So
don't not to this level. Yeah.
Not to, and you're right. He has a book out. We're talking about him. He's like
he wins.
Mission accomplished.
He wins.
Out of doing this. Yes, he has.
Yeah, don't let people like that scare you.
Correct.
Have a long-term plan and stick to it. So,
yeah, exactly.
As always, we appreciate you guys listening. Be sure to leave us a comment. If you're an audio-only listener, you can submit your questions and comments to the Market Moment at mach1fg.com. Link in the show notes. Leave us a comment, like, subscribe. We appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week.